It's nothing.
You're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. I've been just writing on stuff. Yeah, I've been writing on paper. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third place match for our History Bowl. We have Burley Manor and we have Creekside Middle as our third place competitors. Let's give them a round of applause for making it this far. I'm Sarah. I'll be your moderator for today. Keeping score is Simon and handling the board is Audra. So we are your moderating team for the match. I'd like to think that you understand how Bowl works by this point, but does anyone have any questions before we start the match? No? All right, let's go ahead and do a buzzer tag. Early. They work. And Creekside. Great. The buzzers work. Are you guys ready to go? Yeah? All right. History Bowl Finals, first quarter, toss-up one. I would do it when I start reading. Thank you. A leader of this country moved Christmas to June and created the 3 Z's as part of this authenticite movement. The CIA assisted in the overthrow of Patrice Lumumba in this country, where Mobutu Sese Seko, that is incorrect, served as dictator. The force severed the hands of people in this modern-day country during Belgian colonization. For 10 points, name this African country governed from Kinshasa. That is correct. Points to Burley. Number 2. This nation hosted the 1972 Fischer-Spassky World Chess Championship match and the 1986 Gorbachev Summit. And in 1980, it elected the world's first female president. Iceland? That is correct. Very good, buzz. Number 3. This figure, who was counseled by Oceanus, allegedly was the first being to yoke animals and discover gold, silver, and bronze. Both Percy Bysshe Shelley and Aeschylus wrote plays about this mythological figure, but they described him in opposite states of binding. For 10 points, name this Titan who, as punishment for giving fire to mankind. That's correct. Number 4. This president's political position was damaged by his vocal support of the highly protectionist Payne-Aldrich tariff. This first American Governor General of the Philippines had a son.
William Howard Taft.
That is correct, it was. Number 5. This faith's founder wrote tracts such as The Four Valleys and Epistle to the Son of the Wolf. And though uneducated, this faith's founder began to write while imprisoned in the Siege Hall dungeon in Tehran. This faith is currently led from the Universal House of Justice in Haifa, Israel, and its founder was exiled from the Baha'i is correct, and points to Burley. 6. A leader with this last name had a tumultuous first term, which ended in a 1955 coup, after which he fled a gunboat owned by Alfredo Stroessner. Fanatical followers of a political family with this last name were called shirtless ones.
Prom?
That is correct. Number 7. One of these events caused a 10-day delay in the playing of the 1989 World Series. Another one of these events led to the destruction of the cloud-surpassing pavilion, but notably did not have an effect on Frank Lloyd Wright's Imperial Hotel. A 1906 event of this type in the
Earthquake?
That is correct. And number 8. Although he had likely been dead for several months and was therefore unable to attend this event, Martin Bormann was officially treated as though he was present at it. Alfred Jodl, Hans Frank, and Joachim von Ribbentrop were hanged 2 weeks after this event concluded.
The trials of Nuremberg?
That is correct. We have a tied game. Well done. So the scores after the first quarter are 40-40. Quarter 2. Over 3 feet of rain fell on Los Angeles in the year after this event, despite the lack of an El Nino occurrence. The entire population of Sabisi was killed during this event, some of whom washed up on the pumice rafts in East Africa, and this event may have influenced Edward Munch to discolor a 1893 work. That's incorrect. The orange sky in the scream was likely inspired by, for 10 points, what major 1883 eruption of an Indonesian volcano? That's time. It's Krakatoa. Number 2. This event led to the Stimson Doctrine, which stated that no government created by aggression would receive American recognition. After this event, the Lytton Report led one country to leave the League of Nations, and this event was likely perpetrated by the Kwantung Army in order to promote the expansion of Manchukuo.
Marco Polo Bridges.
That's incorrect. For 10 points, what was this 1931 false flag incident in which Japanese saboteurs bombed the South Manchuria Railway? Time. It's called the Mukden incident. Number 3. An effigy of John Hancock was burned in front of this city's Fort Manzanas during the American Revolution. This city was recaptured by its founders after a brief period of British rule in 1783, and the nearby town of St. Mary's, Georgia was founded a year after this city, also by Pedro Menendez de Avies. Founded in 1565, for 10 points, named this Florida city, the oldest European settlement in the country. That's incorrect. Oldest European settlement in the continental U.S.
Fort Lauderdale?
No, it's St. Augustine. Number 4. Even though he created the Spirit Animal series, this author only wrote Wild Boar, the first of the 15 books in the main series. Although it was not his first published series, The Beyonders was this man's first inspiration to write novels. The setting of this man's first series was based on his childhood daydreams in Connecticut forests, and one of this man's protagonists, Seth Sorensen, was based on this man's brother, Bryson. For 10 points, identify this young adult fiction author of Dragon Watch and Fablehaven. Time. His name is Brandon Mull, M-U-L-L. Number 5. After this ruler's 1912 death, the New York Times referred to his having moved his country from old to new, a transition that involved the removal of over 200 feudal lords in 1871. This monarch, whose rule featured the annexation of a country ruled by the House of Yi, defeated the Republic of Pisa. The victor of the Boshin War was yeah, that's right, Meiji. The bonus for Burley. The Meiji Restoration brought an end to this period of Japanese history, which began in 1603 with the founding of the Tokugawa shogunate and takes its name from a former name for Tokyo. I'm sorry, it's gonna take longer. Yes, it is the Edo period, well done. Number 6. This figure is believed to be identical to Tuisto, who is attested to by Tacitus. According to Beth Rudninger, this figure was able to populate the world by creating a 6-headed giant from his feet and creating the first male and female from his armpits. This figure was nursed by the cow Ondumla, and he was later killed by the grandsons of Ori, Vi, Ve, and Unin. For 10 points, name this primordial giant from Norse myth. Say again? No. Answer please. No. You're pretty close. It's Ymir, Y-M-I-R. 7. Troops under George Johnston infamously discovered this man hiding under his bed while arresting him. That episode during the Rum Rebellion occurred almost 20 years after this man and his loyalists were cast adrift by Fletcher Christian, who later settled the Pitcairn Islands. For 10 points, who was this British officer and governor of New South Wales who was the target of the mutiny on the HMS Bounty?
Munson?
No. His name is William Bligh. Okay, number 8. Silas Talbot captured the Sandwich at this war's Battle of Puerto Plata Harbor. The frigates La Serpiente and La Vengeance were captured by Thomas Truxtun during this war, and this conflict was ended by the Treaty of Montmorency in 1800. The Alien and Sedition Acts were signed by John Adams during, for 10 points, what undeclared war? That is correct for 10. And your bonus. The Battle of Puerto Plata involved this American frigate nicknamed Old Ironsides, which is now the oldest commissioned warship in the world.
The Taylor?
Nope, it's the USS Constitution. So a really close game. Burley Manor has 60 and Creekside has 50, which means that Burley gets to choose first in our third quarter. You're gonna handle it. Okay, awesome. Your 3 categories are Oregon Territory, European Revolutions, and Apartheid. Oregon Territory. European Revolution.
Can you see this one at a time?
Oh, yes.
Right. I'm not keeping track. I wasn't going to, anyway. Can I borrow it?
Right.
Yeah, no, actually, I need to because I need to do bounce backs. Ha ha ha, like I haven't been doing something. All right. Okay, now we're ready. Concerning the revolution in Europe, name the, go. Wife of Louis XVI, who was killed in the French Revolution after supposedly saying, yes, please do it louder. Empire in which the Bolsheviks took power following the October Revolution after the deposition of the Tsar.
Russia?
Yes, communist country in which Nikolai Ceausescu was executed on Christmas Day.
Ireland?
That's incorrect. A wave of pan-European revolutions, which lasted over a year, known as the Springtime of Nations. Fabric named 1989 revolution that led to the collapse of the communist regime in Czechoslovakia. Okay, and president overthrown in the 2000 bulldozer revolution in Yugoslavia. That's all right, so that's going to be 20 for them. And your bounce backs. Communist country in which Nikolai Ceausescu,
Romania?
yes, wave of pan-European revolutions, which lasted for over a year, also known as the Springtime of Nations.
Revolution of 1848.
That's correct. Fabric named 1989,
Velvet.
yes, and president overthrown in the 2000 bulldozer revolution in Yugoslavia.
Milosevic?
Yes, Milosevic, good. Wow, that's a wonderful job. So 40 for you for the bounce backs. And you get to choose your category out of Oregon Territory or Apartheid. Okay. Concerning the history of apartheid, name the, go. African country where it predominantly,
South Africa?
yes, first post-apartheid president of that country.
Nelson Mandela?
Yes, island near Cape Town on which that president was imprisoned for.
Robben Island?
Yes, Johannesburg township where students protested the Bantu Education Act in 1976.
KwaZulu?
Incorrect. 1960 massacre in South Africa against restrictive pass laws, which led to the creation of the Spirit of the Nation.
Bantu massacre?
No. Leader of the Black Consciousness Movement and a subject of a Peter Gabriel song who was beaten to death by South African police in 1977. Pass. All right, so that's 3 out of 6 for 30 points. All right, Burley, your bounce backs. Johannesburg Township, where students protested the Bantu Education Act in 1976. No, it's Soweto. 1960 massacre in South Africa against restrictive pass laws, which led to the creation of Spirit of the Nation.
Africanism.
No, it's called the Sharpeville Massacre. And leader of the Black Consciousness Movement and subject of a Peter Gabriel song, who was beaten to death by South African police in 1977. Answer? You can just say pass. Okay. His name is Steve Biko, and that's a good one to remember. Okay, that comes up a whole lot. All right, so no bonus facts for Burley.
All those are.
Yeah. So after quarter three, are you watching her? Make sure you're good. Okay. Yeah. It's we have Creekside Middle now in the lead with 120, and Burley trailing with 80. But there's a lot of points left here. It can be anybody's game. Fourth quarter, number one, back to the buzzers. This university's mascot is named for Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. This university's first president, Abram L. Sacher, was the chair of the National Hillel Commission and was chosen over an Albert Einstein-supported Marxist scholar. This university was established on the site of the former Middlesex University in Waltham, which did not place quotas on Jewish admins. For 10 points, name this university in Waltham, Massachusetts, named for a former Supreme Court justice. Answer? No. If that's time, it's called Brandeis University. Number two, this party, which partially formed the Barn Burner Democrats, nominated a former president as its candidate, though it only won 10% of the popular vote. This party's members included Senators Salmon P. Chase and John Hale. Supporters of that is correct for 20. Number three, twice each summer since the 1630s, this city annually holds polio bareback horse races through its streets. Founded as a mount of piety in 1472, this city's BMPS is the world's oldest bank in continuous operation. According to legend, the city was founded by two sons of Remus who took the statue of a Capitoline she-wolf after fleeing Rome. For 10 points, name this Tuscan city, a key center of the early Renaissance, a rival to nearby Florence.
No. Venice.
That's incorrect. It is Siena. I'm going to pause the match for a second. All right, number four. Some of these people worship the supreme deity Io, who may have been introduced as a response to Christian missionaries. The mythology of this group is the origin of stories about the fire goddess Makwika being robbed by a Maui. In this people's mythology, a boat became the island of Te Wakoanamu, and a giant fish became Te Ika Amaui, more commonly known as South and North Islands today. Yes, that's correct. It's Maori. That's 10 points. Number five. This person received a Best Supporting Oscar nomination in 1977 as Yuri Kopikhan in The Turning Point, and co-starred with Gregory Hines in the 1986 film White Nights. This person was a principal dancer with the American Ballet Theater from 1974 to 1978, before holding the company's post of artistic director for 22 years, beginning in 1980. Part of Mikhail Gorbachev's cultural diplomacy involved extending an invitation to, for 10 points, what Latvian ballet dancer known as Misha, who defected to the US in 1974. That's time. His name is Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Can I have a timeout?
No. They decided that timeouts aren't allowed, but you can have a brief conversation with your team.
That's it.
All right. Toss up 6. This kingdom was led by a ruler who owned a wooden automaton of a tiger biting into the corpse of an English soldier. The Treaty of Mangalore ended a war this kingdom fought with the British. A ruler of this kingdom who fought to protect Seringapatam defended this kingdom with iron-toothed rockets. Hyder Ali led this kingdom, which was defeated by the Maratha Confederacy. For 10 points, name the South Indian kingdom led by Tipu Sultan.
Wait, oh shit. Jayanara.
No?
The kingdom of Mumbai.
No, this is the kingdom of Mysore. 7. By the time this general arrived to reinforce Euclides, the city of Amphipolis had already been surrendered to the Spartan commander Brasidas. This historian was known to include literary reconstructions of lengthy formal speeches that encapsulated what ought to have been said, and this historian was dubbed the father of scientific history and the father of the school of political realism. For 10 points, identify this Greek historian who chronicled the Peloponnesian War.
Herodotus?
That's incorrect.
Socrates.
No, I believe it's pronounced Thucydides. Thucydides. All right, going into our final, we have Pixide at 140 and Burley at 90. Philip Davidson of Maccabee warned of this event, which was alerted with the message, "Crack the sky, shake the earth." A mini version of this event was called the May Offensive, and this event led Clark Clifford to replace Robert McNamara. During this event, civilians were executed in the Hue Massacre, and General...
10 offensive?
Yes, that's correct for 20, and that's our match.
Okay, bravo.
For our history bowl, we have Burley finishing in 4th, and Creekside Manor with 3rd. Well done. All right, cool. All right, guys, nice job.
Trophy, guys.